What's up, everybody watching on their computer, smartphone, tablet, or TV? This is Andy, and I gotta talk to you all about something that happened over the weekend regarding a famous rapper that shockingly passed on from us, and he was pretty much around me and my girlfriend's age, around 20. He was 26 when he shockingly passed on September 7th. If you don't know who I'm talking about Mac Miller. I'm talking about that guy who was from Pittsburgh, who put out one of the best joints you can get out there in the game these days. And yeah, me and my girlfriend are just shocked. I mean, we're literally still speechless about the news that broke on Friday. And his real name was Malcolm McCormick. His middle name was James. But yeah, pretty much everybody knew him as the guy from Pittsburgh who put out a lot of amazing records. And he was his own different guy. Like, you couldn't make any comparisons to anybody else. He wasn't Eminem. He wasn't Drake. He wasn't Lil Wayne. He wasn't Kanye. No, this was his own music. Like, this was his own unique passion and creativity to what this guy did. And I don't think we'll ever have another Mac Miller again. It's pretty much a guy who we'll never see again. I mean, he was around for so long. I mean, I didn't find out about him until my best friend from high school, Al, told me to listen to the Best Day Ever tape. And if you don't know what that tape was, that was pretty much when he pretty much he rapped about Donald Trump. Like, he pretty much rapped about the president, and even President Trump went on, I think it was Twitter or Instagram, I don't know what it was. Everybody's been calling me about the song. I like it. But then apparently I think the president took Mac Miller to court, and this is before, he became the president, and yeah, so even President Trump liked him in a way. But yeah, it's not just the whole thing about Best Day Ever. Like, there was a mixtape he did about, I would say, 5 years ago that was pretty good. I'm going to give the name of it right now, because again, this guy had a real deep discography. Like, it wasn't just the albums he did. He did a lot of good mixtapes. I'm trying to get you the one from 2013 here. So yeah, the one I'm referring to was Macadelic. That one was a good one as well. So I'm off by a year, 2012. But there were like two songs I liked on it, but yeah. And then there were other mixtapes. I really didn't listen to them. I didn't listen to Faces. Delusional Thomas was just something else that his label put out, but yeah, Rostrum Records, that was his label. Pretty much he left Rostrum and then he went to Warner Brothers. I'm going to be honest, Blue Side Park really wasn't a good album. It just wasn't. I don't know why they would give it a gold, because there really wasn't some good stuff to it. Now, Watching Movies with the Sound Off, that was a good album. Because here's the thing with that album, and I'm going to explain to everybody right now if I can find it. There we go. He was going up against very stiff competition at that time in 2013, because J. Cole right here was just releasing his second studio album, and if I can find it, here we go. Kanye West was just releasing Yeezus. So I didn't get Watching Movies on CD because I told my mom, like, for my graduation present, I wanted the Kanye and the J. Cole albums, and she got me them. And she's like, "You're not getting Mac Miller. You've already asked for too much." Well, I don't know how much Watching Movies with the Sound Off is on eBay now. If I even tried looking for it. I mean, I can get you guys a price as we go along here. But yeah, I wanted that too, and my mom wouldn't get it for me. But hey, at least later on in the year, I got Nothing Was the Same for my birthday, my 18th birthday, so that wasn't that bad. But, yeah. Then there was another album, once again, 2015 came, Good AM. There were like 2 good songs he did. He did Weekend with Miguel, and then he did, what was it? Right, 100 Grandkids. Now that one was good. And then there was, of course, Define Feminine. That came out about 2 years ago. And then he just released another album last month called Swimming. Pretty much the sales have gone down. I mean, I'm looking at these numbers and they're very alarming. He pretty much sold 100,000 albums with Good AM, 32,000 with Divine Feminine, and just recently 30,000. And even though it peaked at number 3 in the peak, Watching Movies, once again, very tough competition, very underrated album. And if you were a Mac Miller fan, you guys gonna understand that this Watching Movies, again, as I showed you guys earlier, very stiff competition it had, and I'm trying to get you a price of the album right now, because I'm pretty sure like people are charging $40 for it, because, you know, once an artist is dead, you know, pretty much people try to buy it off, and I'm gonna get you a price right now from eBay. But I will, as it's loading up, there were other stuff he did. He did a live album, pretty much live from space, where he pretty much recorded some stuff while he was on tour promoting Watching Movies. And once again, Watching Movies was a good album. I'm going to say that now for the record. It had some really good stuff on it. And here we go. So right now, according to eBay, it's still available for 10. My bad, the cover's only there. Yeah, surprisingly, I got the price of it, and I'm shocked how much it is. It's like $7 still. Yeah, and there's like a lot for auction now, because again, people are trying to sell it off just because, you know, he's dead. And I'm just trying to get you all a price here, but as that loads, I'm looking at it right now. Brand new, Watching Movies, the vinyl. He actually released this on vinyl, if I'm correct. I'll double check this with Wikipedia, but I found a vinyl. Like, I'm not joking. That actually came out on yeah, it was on vinyl, LP. Digital vinyl. So, I'm seeing it right now, and there's an auction until this Friday, and people are literally wanting to buy it for $200. I would at least pay $15 if I had to listen to it again, but yeah, here's one for $15 from Germany. And I also see something else from the UK. Yeah, so pretty much when you look at it right now, you're literally getting ripped off. Just saying. Nothing from the United States here, but yeah. And I'll read you the article I got from my NBC 15, which was a source from the down south here. I think it was Mobile, Alabama. Not too sure, but I'll read you the article right now. Alright, so according to TMC, rapper Mac Miller has reportedly died from an apparent drug overdose. The Goosebumps hitmaker was discovered lifeless in a San Fernando Valley, California home back on Friday, September 7th around noon Pacific time, which will be 3 p.m. Eastern time here in New York, and was pronounced dead at the scene by authorities. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ. So, again, TMZ has been a pretty accurate source for a lot of recent stories, and pretty much when they got this story, of course they had to break it. Yeah, and there was, of course, the thing Stephen Walker tweeted about. I think he was making music. It looked like he was on the piano or something. I don't know. Alright, tragic news comes months after he was arrested for driving under the influence in a hit and run in the Los Angeles area shortly after his breakup from pop singer Ariana Grande back in May. He allegedly wrecked his Mercedes-Benz G-Class vehicle by slamming into a utility pole and fled the scene of a crash. He later confessed to the crime when police paid a visit to his house. The Los Angeles City's Attorney's Office slapped him with 2 counts of DUI over the incident, one for driving under the influence and another for driving with a blood alcohol content of 0.08 or higher, after Miller was found close to on 2 times over the legal limit of the incident that took place. Shortly after his arrest hit headlines, his ex, Ariana, who has now been engaged to Saturday Night Live comic Pete Davidson, took to Twitter to share her concerns from her former flame. She pretty much said, take care of yourself. And, Mac Miller has also admitted in the past, and I was going to mention this if the article didn't mention it, but apparently it does. Miller has previously opened up about his substance abuse struggles, confessing that he became hooked on a drug called lean, which is a mix of prescription cough medicine and soda. This was pretty much when his debut album Blue Side Park came out, which again, when an artist releases a debut album, it's not going to be good or great. The only rapper who ever had that success was DMX. Other than that, well, then again, Biggie and Nas had the same thing too. I mean, lightning struck them overnight. Like, normally, historically, when an artist puts out their first album, they need time to, get better. And Mac is just one of those examples. Watching movies was an example of how he perfected his craft. But, yeah, pretty much, he told Complex Magazine, a lot of the reviews were more of me as a person. To be honest, that was even worse. You're 19, you're so excited to put out your first album, you put it out, and no one has any respect for you or for what you did. And pretty much, he admitted that he was not happy, and he relied on lean very heavily. And, he was so depressed about it all the time, and I'm trying to make sure I don't say the curse because of YouTube. So pretty much, he was depressed about it all the time. It was bad. His friends couldn't even look at him the same, and pretty much he was lost. And again, musicians just need time to get better. And again, you're not going to be Nas, you're not going to be DMX, you're not going to be Biggie, where you get lucky overnight celebrity, and people care about you. You have to get lucky in some cases. Even Kanye got lucky with College Dropout. So pretty much, I just gave 4. Oh, Drake is the 5th one. So yeah, Drake got lucky because he released a successful mixtape, and Lil Wayne gave him high potential. There were high expectations for Drake's first album. I'll show you right here. This had bangers on it back then in 2010. This is a good example of your craft right here. Take care. To this day, when I say this to everyone, usually when a rapper releases a second album, they do good. They do good. After Biggie's death, Life After Death was supposed to be the turning point of Biggie Smalls being what Biggie Smalls was. Alright? And what happens? Rappers come and go, but that's what happens. There was this tweet that was listed back on Thursday. Pretty much he tweeted about his excitement for his tour. He was supposed to go on tour. Of course, many celebrities have come out about talking about him, including Chance the Rapper. So I will read what Chance said. I don't know what to say. Mac Miller took me on my second tour ever, but beyond helping me launch my career, he was one of the sweetest guys I ever knew. Great man. I loved him for real. I'm completely broken. God bless him. Jaden Smith, one of Will Smith's children, said, "Long live Mac Miller. Rest in peace. We love you." Shawn Mendes tweeted, "Unreal. So sad. R.I.P. Mac Miller." Soldier Boy tweeted Mac Miller with a peace sign. Alessia Cara, who, again, I love her. I love her music. She's an amazing singer. If you have not heard her music, I recommend you do. Shocked and sad about Mac Miller. Such a talented guy with so much life ahead. R.I.P. And I agree with her. And even my girlfriend agrees. He had more potential. He was only 26 years old. He could have put out more music in his lifetime, and I agree with her. J. Cole, and again, I mentioned him earlier. Here's what he said: "R.I.P. to the great soul Mac Miller." And again, very tough competition what Mac Miller was facing, because Kanye was releasing his album, J. Cole was releasing his album at the same time, and Mac was releasing again. How is it crazy that 3 major musicians are about to drop an album on the same day? That rarely happens. That one day in 2013 decided what was going to be number one. In my opinion, to this day, I still feel J. Cole had the best album on that day. Just because it solidified J. Cole's career. And just like how I think Watching Movies was a good album, but, J. Cole had better craft. Like, I listened to Born Sinner more times than Kanye's album and Mac Miller's album, for crying out loud. But yeah. Solange tweeted, "Alright, here's a sad one. Wiz Khalifa, a major artist that he has collaborated with so many times. Praying for Mac's family and that he rest easy." This is the last one. Charlie Poof tweeted, I can't keep losing friends like this. I wish I'd spent more time with you these past weeks. I'm so sorry. R.I.P. Mac. You wrote the soundtrack to my college years, and I'm so happy I got to know you. This sucks. This really sucks." And even my girlfriend says this sucks too. I mean, she grew up with him as well. And you're not going to hear another style like him again. I'm just curious to find this out. Did Ariana Grande respond to Mac Miller? I'm going to find out. Okay, here we go. If I can, I'll put it on the screen right now. I just got this on my feed. This was from Fox News, and I just found this picture. And you're seeing it right now. It's a beautiful picture. It's him and Ariana Grande being together when they were dating at the time. And yes, I am seeing this correctly. This is from her Instagram. And this is when, of course, when they were dating. I'm just trying to read this very quickly. So pretty much she disabled comments on her Instagram about this. But again, right now, as I'm looking at this, she has 10 million likes on this picture. So again, I don't blame her for his death. I don't. And if anybody's going to point the finger at Ariana Grande, shame on you. Shame on you. Alright? Because you guys got to understand that one factor was Ariana was just releasing Sweetener. Okay? Mac was just releasing his album Swimming. Alright? And you can't point the finger at her. You just can't. Alright? Before Ariana met Mac Miller, and I just gave the proof, they were, he was dealing with his problems. And, I'm sure maybe it did play into it. I don't know. I hope it didn't. I hope it didn't. I really don't want to point the finger at people. I hate doing that. Ariana's album sounds terrific. Right? Even my girlfriend loves it. And she was waiting, like, she was telling me, baby, I want to wait for this album. I want to wait for it. I'm like, I understand why you're excited for it, but just wait. It's going to be on Amazon, because she subscribes to Amazon Prime, so she gets the exclusives. So, I kept telling you gotta wait for it. I mean, I had to wait for it. I was in Delmarva waiting for it, and it came out, and I downloaded it. Well, I didn't download it per se. I actually downloaded it when I come home, but yeah. So I'm trying to get one last thing for you guys, because I think this is important to the story as well. I'm trying to get you the tours. It's very odd. I can't get you a tour right now at the moment. Okay, here we go. So pretty much he was scheduled to go on tour, and I'm pulling it up right now at the moment. He was scheduled to go on tour. That's all I know. I don't have any other information on that. But, yeah, Swimming is out. I may give it a listen. And apparently it got decent reviews. Metacritic gave it like 78 out of 80. Yeah, exactly. He's now confidentially in full control, according to one of the reviews. So, yeah. I'm still speechless about this. Once again, to Mac Miller, R.I.P. We're never going to see another musician like him. We're never going to see another rapper like him. And another good thing about Mac was that he was never political. He never talked about politics, which is another thing I liked about him. He never had anything to say. Well, the only time he did talk about politics was to, of course, diss Trump, because remember, he had a personal legal battle with Trump before he ran for president about the Donald Trump song, and I could understand why he was annoyed, because, you know, he had to go to court for it, blah, 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 and... Because remember, Trump sued him for it. I'll quickly get into that. I could find the info about it. Singles... Okay, here we go. I got the info about it, if it'll come up. And if I can't load it, then I'll just have to end the video. But yeah, I remember Donald Trump did take him to court. Okay, pretty much the RIAA, it was certified by them, and hit number 75 in the Billboard 100. Alright, here is the tweet that Donald Trump sent out in 2013. Here's the tweet, and I'm going to quote this right now. "Listen, Mac Miller, you illegally used my name for your song Donald Trump, which now has over 75 million hits. I want the money, not the plague you gave me. I'm going to teach you a big boy lesson about lawsuits and finance, you ungrateful dog. I have more hair than you ever do, and there's a slight age difference." Yeah, then this is proof. Right when President Trump was launching his campaign for the presidency, the president changed his attitude toward Miller again when he ended an interview with The Hill by praising Miller's song as it approached 100 million hits. Alright, and back in 2016, Mac was on a show promoting his other album at the time, saying that he was such an egomaniacal, attention-thirsty, psychopathic, power-hungry, delusional waste of skin and bones. And again, I can understand why he was, annoyed, because literally Trump was going to take him to court. And I would be saying that too if somebody threatened legal action against me, even if it was the President of the United States. No matter if it was in my lifetime for, an IQ age, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, or Trump in my lifetime, because remember, I was born when Clinton was the president. I would be annoyed at whoever the president would be if they were going to take me to court over something. And, that song got a lot of good praise. I liked it. My best friend Al, who again got me hooked on Best Day Ever, the mixtape, told me about it, and I was like, man, this is actually good. This guy actually has potential. And again, I didn't listen to the album, the first one, so maybe I'll give it another chance. Because again, I didn't give it a chance because it got bad reviews, so I may give it a chance. But yeah, that's where I'm going to wrap it up. I've gone on for too long here because, once again, this is somebody who I grew up with, in a way. And if this happened to Nas, if this happened to Kanye, if this happened to Drake, I would go longer. I mean, I would have so many nicer things to say about Nas because, if he ever was gone, I don't know if I could live with myself. I mean, Nas is Queens. And, if it happened to Drake, I would, be shocked too. So I've gone on long enough. Once again, to Mac, you were a once-in-a-lifetime artist. We will miss you. Rest peacefully, and remember, you have a lot of support from other musicians. Not just rappers, but again, I just mentioned one of my two favorite R&B singers right now, Alicia Cara and Charlie Puth. They're two of my favorite R&B singers right now, and, I respect their opinions. I do. And everyone's opinions on Mac Miller should be taken for granted. Shouldn't be taken for granted. Because he touched many lives. And we'll never have that again. So that's it. Thank you for watching. And again, I've gone on way too long about this. But again, this is somebody who I listened to in high school in my young adult years. And I don't know what else to say about Mac. I'm just still speechless. And before I wrap it up, I haven't had proper time to react to it because, again, so much has gone on in my personal life in the past week. And even though it is Rosh Hashanah, I just really haven't had time to react. And I'm glad I did today. I'm glad that, I was able to talk to you about it, because literally today was supposed to be the walk and talk about Mac Miller. I was going to be quick about it and just make my experience with him in the walk and talk, but since I got the holiday off and I can do a long-term video about it, that's how I wanted this to go down today. That's it. Thank you all for watching. Till next one, please take care.